Tali, just to give you an example, we don't want to burn bridges, but it's not a matter to be apprehensive about. Look at Russia. When the Ukraine war broke out, Mitali, it was very, very evident, and people predicted that the Russian economy was going to go, into the gutter. It did not. It has grown significantly because they found alternatives. And India is not Russia. I don't mean that in a condescending way. I mean that in a peculiar way. India is, of course, more outgoing, it's got more friends, it's got more avenues to generate income. Do you think by that standard, this is perhaps a blessing in disguise?
Vineet, I think this entire episode has been a blessing in disguise because we have understood that we cannot rely on any one country for fueling our growth and for fueling our future. If you look at today, what is India's priority? What do we want to achieve as a country? We want to achieve a Viksit Bharat by 2047. We want to achieve a country where the poorest of the poor have improved standard of living, where women are in the labor force, where we find that there is avenues for MSMEs to have growth. Now, I've been speaking to a lot of MSMEs today. I'm in Indore, so I'm going around the entire country and speaking to smaller enterprises and really trying to understand what is the impact of the Trump tariffs on them. And a lot of clusters, it's concentrated. There are certain clusters in certain states where there's a high export dependence, and this is the kind of study that we need across the country, where we can then tell the Ministry of Commerce, or we can tell the Department for Promotion of Internal Trade that, look, these clusters are the ones that need immediate and urgent help. And they need to be supported with some amount of cash support, or they need to be supported with some tax breaks or some incentives or some subsidies coming from the state government and the central government. They will weather the storm, and then they need to be guided to diverse markets. That today, for example, I met with a lot of people in here in Madhya Pradesh, Chanderi exporters. They are worried, where are they going to send this, where are they going to send the saris? I said, have you looked at the possibility of now looking at the UK market, which is opening up after the free trade agreement? They said no. And I said, this is exactly the kind of advisory and the kind of work that we need with more and more industries, where we tell them they need that help and support. But that's something that we as a community, as experts, we can do it, and all we need is a little bit of government support for that. So honestly, it's not difficult for India to weather the storm. It's not difficult for us to get out of this situation. We just have to find very practical solutions on ground, and we are already doing it. So to be very honest, I don't think that we have anything to really worry about. Yes, one thing which is important is that we have to safeguard our growth from macroeconomic factors. We have to keep an eye on the debt levels. We have to keep an eye on the fiscal deficit. We have to keep an eye on the green aspect of our economy. And I love the fact that the Prime Minister spoke about the green energy, and the contribution of green energy into our energy independence on 15th August, because he's brought renewable energy back onto the table, something that President Trump had simply removed from the table. And all of us, experts, we were thinking, are we going to see an era of more and more oil? Maybe not in India. Maybe it's time for India to work with China, which has been one of the global leaders when it comes to renewable energy adoption. So I think the future, in these directions that we've been thinking about, is bright, and we have to take our directions without anyone else telling us which that direction should be.
All right, fair enough.